Uh, ooh. Mhm. Let me see. Well, well, well. Late, late night. Who's up? Late night. Who's up? Mm-mm-mm. Late night. Who's up? Hello, hello. Mm-hmm. Real quick, real quick. I'm just joking. I cracked myself up. It is, after all, soon to be Easter and already Easter in some places, but I just came on real quick on a late night. Hopefully my chat is working. My chat ain't been showing me messages all the way on some of my lives. So hopefully it's working. Hello, hello. What did it say? Patricio Medino Jr. Happy Easter or happy Resurrection Day, whichever applies. Please double tap the screen for a like. Good evening or good morning, depending on where you are in the world. Somebody double tap the screen for a like. Please, please, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Much appreciated. I ain't gonna be on here too long. Mm-mm-mm. 1 second, I'll be right back. You know what? I gotta send a message real quick. Let me see. Let me see. I don't even see what I'm looking for. Oh, there it is. Um, 1 second. Hey y'all, welcome, welcome. Please double tap the screen for a like. Mm-mm. Okay, there we go. So please double tap the screen for a like. Hit the thumbs up if you catch this on the replay. Okay, well, I guess y'all just want to listen, huh? Anywho, here we go. Or just passing through, right? Okay, cool. Got you. So, continuing the conversation of what I've already been talking about today, excuse me, that would be West Indy and aka Marissa and her baby daddy. He projects the image that he projects online. He at one point tried to hang in the manosphere, but that didn't quite work out for him. So much for man in manosphere. But that would say a lot about him anyway. I kind of want to turn this fan on, but I hope it don't make too much noise. Blowing. I need to turn this fan on. Oh. The baby daddy and Marissa got this back and forth going on. Please, if you're listening, double tap the screen for a like. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. I would double tap the screen for a like for you. Please do the same in return. Matter of fact, thank you. I pretty much the moment I go in somebody live, I double tap the screen. I don't even wait to see what they talking about. Most of the time, I just if it's something I'm not interested in, I just keep on going. But I don't know, maybe it's just my mindset because a like is free. So I'm like, boom, boom. I could do that for you. It don't cost me anything. A little bit of energy expended to double tap the screen or hit that thumbs up. Big deal, you know? Anyway, hello, hello, welcome, welcome. So Marissa and her baby daddy, and they're back and forth. Marissa got the 3 week old. The baby daddy and her are both content creators, so they're fighting back and forth on here. He's doing posting on his wall. Let me see if he did any lives. If he did, I'm like, yeah, his last live was from 9 days ago, is what's posted. He's done lives since then, talking crap about her or whatever, but he deleted them. And then his last live, I mean short, I meant to say, is from I don't know where, but he in a bathroom that looks like it could be someone's bathroom, but it also could still be one of those public restroom bathrooms. Oh, he done a few of those in the last month, it looks like, from that same bathroom. But he just be picking places to try to give a projection of image of wealth, which clearly is not his life. And I'm looking at this hat he got on. I forgot the name of this hat right now. It's like a fedora style hat. I don't even know if that's actually a fedora brand. But I know if that's the real version of that hat, that thing is expensive. Mind you, he had a baby on the way that he made none of the big or major purchases for the baby, and he isn't helping his baby mama with her rent or anything like that. And then he got the glasses on with the bumblebee in the middle, which would lead you to assume, if you are willing to do that, that is Gucci. I don't assume that, but that's what he's trying to project. And I feel like if you're a man that can afford Gucci glasses, you could have actually afforded to be the man that bought the baby's major items, which the baby mama already said he didn't. Car seat, stroller, you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. Help her get transportation or something. Look, on this other one, he got on what you were supposed to think is Burberry glasses. I just don't know if it's real or not because he works at Panera Bread, allegedly, according to the YouTube streets. And so Annie's behind on car payments, which doesn't mean that his stuff is fake. It could just mean he's irresponsible and that those really are Gucci glasses or that those really are Burberry glasses. And then there's another one. I know this brand, but I'm not completely positive if that's a Gazelle or something, but this is another pair that's so it looks like an expensive brand. I want to say those are like gazelles. So he could just be irresponsible and be buying these things instead of paying his bills while he over there living in a subsidized apartment. He want everybody to think that he's so wise and so giving and so successful and so knowledgeable and has amassed wealth so he can look this way. But and some people think you got to look that way in order to be that way, but the truth is you should be that way first if you want to look that way. And a lot of people that have gotten to the point that they can afford to look that way, a lot of them don't, unless they're like a celebrity or a seen known person or something. They have an image to keep up, but a regular wealthy person, it depends. It just really depends on the person. But then a lot of times too, the people who really don't have the money will spend their whole paycheck on it and skip out on their bills, which apparently is his situation. So, um, let me see something. Let me do something. I wonder if my notifications are dead. Okay. So, there we go. So this man with his, dirty deletes or whatever. Oh, look, with all of what's going on, he got over 500. Okay. He got over 500 subscribers. Okay, so I guess now he could be monetized. Oh, wow. This drama helped his numbers go up. Wow. Okay. So I guess it helped him where he can make a little extra money, but he got a okay amount. He don't really his views are not that high anyway. But if somebody knows your story, hello, welcome, welcome. Please double tap the screen for a like. If someone knows your story, like if people that listen to him know his story, he's not going to have that many consistent likes cuz first of all, he don't even like people who disagree with him. But the reality is he over here talking about wealth and success and giving back to people on the streets and stuff like that and saying that he lives in a condo when it's a subsidized apartment and saying that he got a successful business when his baby mama didn't put out that his car is several months behind on the car note and that would lead you to say that he's up for a repo because that's what happens when you're behind on your car payments. Um, but he's sitting here on like, listen, just hear me out, and this and that, and flirting with women while he had a woman pregnant and all the kind of things that he did. So my point is like he's not gonna get a lot of views or consistent views, or he's gonna be blocking a lot of people because don't nobody want to hear no man sit over there and be like this and do that in Christianity, because those are the kind of things he does when you know that he's being fake. Watch him sit up here in these bumblebee glasses that's supposed to be Gucci glasses when you know that the baby mama was online talking about, can you send me groceries? You know what I mean? And you got a bunch of other kids that you may not be helping pay for, and that you got to borrow money from the baby mama in order to give money to the other kid instead of doing it yourself, according to the baby mama. That's if you believe her. That's West Indy. um, but you sitting over here lecturing to people. So people would then, I would say they would end up in his chat being like, hey, if you so successful, why don't you help her? Even though I mean, she's a bum. Yeah, but so is he. They're both bummy. Or unless you want, can you, 1 second, I'll be right back. So give me some, wait, give me some Pepsi or whatever. My throat is dry. But anyway, he's just a bum. So anyway, he is lighting up his community wall as he's been doing the last couple of days um against Maritza. So he got this hashtag save the children. That's his hashtag. And hashtag save the children in the last hour. Because I read up until the day ago, which was keep my son offline, please, in all caps with the exclamation point on the end. Thank you. Um, oh here, this too. I didn't see this. Never mind. Um, up up to an hour ago, he posted a bunch of posts. And the post says keeping kids. Hold on, let me wet my whistle. Little Pepsi. Try to wet my throat. It's been a little bit hoarse today. But it says keeping kids from their father is not a good mom. When the father is active and wants a relationship with their child. And then he had the audacity to have, I would say, of the people hitting the like button. Hello, welcome, welcome. Please, ooh, likes. Okay, please double tap the screen for a like. Listen to this. If you don't know them, if you don't know their situation, if you don't if you don't watch West Indy or him, let me give you the reactions or the truth based off of what Maritza said and based off of what seems to be true about the type of deadbeat he is. This is a man with 6 kids and 6 mothers. Everybody got a kid, okay? So he says keeping kids from their father is not a good mom when the father is active and wants a relationship with their child. First of all, before I react to that comment, let me say this. I'm not one of those social media, internet, English grammar folks that be going in. I'm not. But when I tell you, since I've been reading his post, I'm like, sentence structure. Your sentence structure is sending me. It is so bad. It is so bad. Oh my gosh. Like, it is so bad. Oh, just pause for the cause because he want to sound like he be out there trying to talk like he is so knowledgeable and so smart, and he can't even do something like properly write a basic sentence. Every sentence, the structure is terrible. Like, dang, he don't miss. What did he say? Awesome. He says, I never anybody, I don't know where. That's funny. You are hilarious. Awesome. I like that. I'm not mad at that. You got to be careful where you put your lips, you know? You can't just be kissing everything. Yeah, you gotta just be putting your lips on any and everything, just kissing stuff. No, you can't do it. Best to be precautious. Oh man, welcome, welcome. And happy Easter if it's yeah, okay. Now it's Easter everywhere at this point. Well, if you're in the US. And so okay, so let me tell you that sentence right there. Here's the thing. He said when the father is active, she says that he's stressing her out. She says West Indy, the baby mama, she says that in the middle of bath time, he caught an attitude and just stormed off. Didn't say anything to her, nothing, no bye, no nothing, just walked out. So he says active, but it seems like he's problematic, and he's been problematic. He said active and wants a relationship with their child. But here's the thing. It's not even legally his child. And I hope that she's hitting him with that because West Indy has now confirmed that the baby daddy, the one who wrote the post that I just read with his hashtag save the children he been pushing, refused to sign the birth certificate. Please double tap the screen for a like. He refused to sign the birth certificate and they are not married. So that means, and they have not lived together. So that means legally that is not his child. Now, he was there at the birth. I'm adding this in case you hear this and you haven't heard my other commentary on it. He was there when she gave birth. It sounded like there was a plan for him to sign the documents. But at some point in time, he decided that he would not. And it turns out he did not sign the birth certificate. So if he didn't sign it and she says he's the father, that would mean the birth certificate has her, the mother. You can obviously identify the mother, right? Okay, boom. And no father listed. So how does he then go on this campaign on social media saying my kid, my son, this, my son, and first of all, make any demands? But that's when I put it back over to West Indy. West Indy should not entertain him. I hope I said this earlier. You give birth to a man's child who stressed you out the whole damn time you were pregnant, showed up to the birth for the photo op, refused to sign the birth certificate. You keep it cute while he's there. Smile, play the whole game in his face. And the moment you get away from him, that's it, you're done. Stick a fork in him, he's done. And then take your happy tail immediately down and file child support and force them to make him establish paternity through a DNA test. That way he don't have no back door to play any type of games later and be like, if it was, what were you doing? None of that. You silence that bullshit. You silence it. I ain't mean to curse, but you silence it. You put a pin in it. But she's allowing West Indy, I think, because of the way she's carried on all this time with him and others. I think West Indy doesn't recognize her own power. And I don't even care for her like that. And I don't think she's the greatest mother. But as I've been looking at her lately, she's a begging scammer. I'll give her that for that's just my opinion. But I also think that she, to some extent, she just needs some parenting classes or something. I don't know. Maybe she needs some guidance from someone she'll listen to. First of all, somebody tell her that oldest child is a son and not a husband. Okay, that's the first thing. He don't anyway, but she doesn't know her power. She doesn't recognize it. And until she recognizes it, she going to keep letting this man play with her. She should have shut him up when she got away from him after the birth when he refused to sign the birth certificate. And then you ignore him talking online. Son, what son? Far as this law is concerned, you don't have a son. And you don't let nobody run that dumb government game on you. You know what game I'm talking about when they be like, um, well, I don't believe in all of that. How do they usually say it? The government documents and that's just paper and all that bull games that people like to play when they trying to skirt around. No, that's not how this works. Parents have to be legally documented. And if you don't want to be documented as someone's legal parent, then you don't get to come on your social media and drag them under the pretense of my son, my son, my son. You denied that child when you refused to sign the birth certificate documentation. You didn't establish paternity. Therefore, it's not your son. You can go get that Dana though. Put that Dana on file for the government, and that will forever be undeniably your son. Then you have a voice. But until that happens, no, no. And anybody is four people that then thumbs up that post of his, and all four of them are goofy, unless they're unaware that he didn't sign that birth certificate. They goofy. Because why would you support? I wouldn't care if it was the mother or the father that had a choice. Why would you support the parent not acknowledging legally and in any way their own child? The first step is legally. And then being that provider that you're supposed to be for the child. You thumbsing up that, then you goofy too. It's ridiculous. So then he goes on to his next post and he says, thank you to everyone. Excuse me, my voice been hoarse all day, so I hope I sound okay. Hold on, let me drink. Mm-mm. It says, thank you to everyone who continues to reach out to me about what is going on with the children who mother cares more about drinking and thinking about men than about giving their children a better life. Make it make sense. I'm telling you, the sentence structure is sending me. It's so bad, Mr. I want to act like I'm so intelligent. Why can't okay, I'm not gonna keep talking about it, but it is ridiculous. It's so hard to read what he writes. Like, come on, man. Anyway, um, He says thank you to everyone, and then he got the same 4 people, probably, I'm guessing it's the same 4 because he got 4 thumbs up on that one, just like the previous one, post that is. And my thing is, thank you for telling him. What is he gonna do? He can barely take care of himself. He couldn't even get an apartment without the government's assistance. And you heard earlier what I said about the car. What is he gonna do? In addition to not signing off on the birth certificate, he isn't being the protector and the provider that he needs to be. So what is he really gonna do? And he's doing a whole lot of talking because if that baby were to be given to him, I don't think he has what it takes to take care of that child. I just don't. That's just my opinion, though. I don't know that man from a can of paint. But I could read certain things in certain people, and I saw very early on he was toxic. It was really from that first little Q&A that she did with him. That turned me in a whole different direction. And then when I heard the backstory that he bopped from her roommate to her while all 3 of them was in a homeless shelter, I was like, "Oh, his character is bad." And then she agrees to do a Q&A and he sit there and act the way he acted. I was like, "Oh, nah, he toxic." And everything he's done and the way he's shown up has been completely toxic. It just is what it is. Hello, hello. Happy Easter. Please double tap the screen for a like. Thank you, thank you. I would double tap the screen for a like for you. So his next post, he got no likes on it. Excuse me one second. His next post, excuse me, it says, character shows, oh my goodness, my throat, my voice is like, okay. It says, character shows others who we are. Oh my, I'm trying to talk so normal and it's not working for me. So I guess I'm just going to sound like a frog today. Thank you so much for the like. Thanks for the likes. I appreciate it. Is it okay? So character shows others who we are. And I'm like, yeah, and others can if you can see clearly past his bull, then you can see his character. I think he meant that as a shot at Marissa, but it's really a shot at himself. Because if again, if he was a real man and if he was really trying to resolve something for her, he with her, I meant to say, and putting his child first, then he wouldn't be taking shots at her on social media. And as I continue to talk, I have to say it again, as I've done multiple lives on him, her and him going back and forth at this point. I am not here to defend Marissa. I'm not. I think she needs help in many areas. Both of them have bad character. So him taking shots at her about her character doesn't clean up the fact that his is bad. And since his is bad, he isn't in a place to judge anyone. That's just my opinion. They're both some bums. And if they were responsible adults like they should be in the financial economic standing that they found themselves in life 10 months ago, they wouldn't have went half on a baby. So bad decision making. They should have been more careful to make sure that doesn't happen because they already weren't financially prepared for the life that they were living at that moment. Then they went half on and they weren't solid with each other. It's no surprise that they're fighting right now because they weren't even solid with each other to turn around and go on a journey to parent and a person to adulthood and beyond. But while this child is a minor, I mean, when they get a certain age, And when they're grown, they can deal with the parents on their own. But at a certain age, the parents have to deal with each other on behalf of the child, and they weren't even in that place for that. They're both irresponsible, they're both selfish, and they both have bad character. And again, it's also a decision. Like, don't get me wrong, sometimes you're not financially prepared, but you have what it takes within you to be like, let me figure this out. And people do. Hell, sometimes they have a kid, and that kid is what motivates them to be totally different. And they'll say that, like, oh, I was just living wild, or I was just not really doing anything, or whatever. And then they turn around and they knew they had a kid on the way, and they was like, no, I got to get my stuff together. And then they had the kid, and they just got more and more together, themselves together, because they had to do that so that they can properly care for their child and provide for their child. But both of them already had kids, and that never had activated within them up until the point that they went half on this baby, and they still bumming it out. And it take almost a whole year for this baby to be born, and it doesn't seem like there was any preparation being made for the arrival of the sweet baby boy. And then here he is, 3 weeks old, and they've been going at each other most of the time since the baby been out the womb. It's ridiculous. Let me see. Says AJ, hello, hello. Says, why you sent? Oh, oh my goodness. First of all, you go to bed. You go to bed. I don't know what you are. Auntie, don't offend me. I'm somebody grandma. Don't play with me. Auntie is a compliment. Do not even play with me. I don't look like nobody grandma, but I am somebody grandma. Yeah, you thought you ate with auntie. Oh, hold my beer. Of course, I'm drinking Pepsi, so hold my Pepsi. How about that? Ridiculous. You ain't got nothing better to do with yourself? Go on somewhere before I get my belt. Oh my goodness. Anywho, period. And left no crumbs. Don't do me every time. Every single time. And did. Absolutely did. I'm an auntie. I got your auntie. And I'll raise you a grandma. How about that? So, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can you double tap the screen for a like? Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I hope you're having a great night. Yeah. Listen, it's all love over here, though, while you playing. All love. Love shooting right at you. I really hope you are having a good one and you feeling good and life is going well for you. Yes, indeed. So back into, yes, yes. Spread it all around. In the next chat you go into, be nice. Spread some love. What the world needs now, like that. I can't even try to fake like I'm a sing because I'm too hoarse right now. But yes. Uh Let me see. So the next comment the next post, he said, you rather keep my son away from me and play victim. Save the children. Now somebody commented on his post and said, just go to court and request visitation. At least this person is reasonable and said visitation and not custody, because the responses yesterday were saying request custody, or some was saying emergency custody, temporary custody. That's what I was saying yesterday. But this person said request visitation. Now that person is reasonable, because if you feel like this woman is keeping your child away from you, just like she claims she going to Friends of Court on Monday, which she probably gonna go to the family court on Tuesday, then I would say that he should go down to family court on Tuesday as well and request visitation. But see, he's not going to do that, in my opinion. And I'm saying that based off of me believing Marissa that he didn't sign that birth certificate. So how he going to request visitation for a child that's legally not his? And since they were never together, then she is automatically the parent, therefore the custodial parent. That's what I was getting at. She's automatically the custodial parent because she's the only established parent. And even if he had signed the birth certificate off the fact that they were not together, that would make her automatically the primary, i.e., custodial parent. And in order for him to want to have paternal rights, he would have had to sign the birth certificate. And if she was then withholding visitation from him, then he could go to family courts and file something. Please double tap the screen for a like. He could file something to request visitation, but I don't think he's going to do that because I think that he knows if he goes down there and puts himself on record for that child, that makes it easier for her to get child support out of him, which he probably doesn't want to do. This is a man who already has at least one child support um, case against him, and he works at Panera Bread. Yes, I'm going to keep saying it because wages at Panera Bread is not enough for him to provide for 4 minor children. 2 are adults and one's in college, so that's still you still, even though there's one that is just went to college, it still costs money to provide for a college student. But I call 4 for the minor children plus whatever that college student is going to be calling back and asking for, and she should be supported while she's in college. That's how you help get the kids through college. You help them out because college students be broke as hell. And they need their parents to help them out until, they get to a certain point or they graduate or whatever. So 4 minor children plus the college student, you can't do what you need to do while working at Panera Bread. So he's not going to go down and request visitation. But that's what these folks, if they're going to respond, that's what they should keep telling them. Basically, in a sense, kind of tell them to shut up. Excuse me, because itching and complaining to his social media is not going to fix anything at all. And if you ask me, from where I'm sitting, my point of view, it just makes him look worse. But it did help him because his subscriber count went up. Now he can get monetized. He didn't have enough for that before. So, um, the next post, he said, a person who truly cares about their children would sacrifice everything for them or give them to someone who they would be better off with. He says, but evil people would selfishly continually put their children in horrible conditions and situations until they end up in the system. Hashtag save the children. Let me go back before I respond to that. Let me go back to and um one of the other ones that I read, the second one that I read, where he said, thank you to everyone who continues to reach out to me about what is going on with the children, who mother cares more about drinking and thinking about men, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. First of all, that mother is allowed to drink. And if he was being a real man, he'd be there with her. And then she could have a mommy break and drink, because if she wants to drink and she couldn't drink the entire time she was pregnant, I've seen her drink a few, what they call those things, limeritas. She's drank some limeritas, and she's being responsible from what I can see. Now, if you know, you know, I don't give her a lot of credit because she be doing some F stuff. However, she has been pumping. She's been pumping. And then she's feeding the baby bottles, and then she drinks. So that's responsible. So he's saying instead of drinking, and she's live, she isn't lit, she isn't falling over drunk. She's drink a limerita here and there while feeding the baby the breast milk that she pumped, and she's been perfectly fine with the baby. And he's being extremely chauvinistic in his reaction to her. But if he cared as much as he's projecting with his post, then he would be present with her, helping her with the baby and giving her a mom break. That's what he would be doing. Okay, you pumped. Okay, you want to sip a little limerita. Okay, cool. I got you. The next time he wake up, I'll feed him. Man up. But he not gonna man up, but he gonna come and appeal to the audience that's gonna feed into his bull and put it all on her and let him off as if he's the hero. No, you look real, real, real simpy. Super simpy. Like a super simp. That's what he looks like to me. Please double tap the screen for a like. Then the next part of it, he said, and thinking about men, he said, that, listen, instead of rather than, he says, oh no, my bad. It says, than about giving their children a better life. But is he thinking about giving his children a better life, including the child he has with her? The post from yesterday says, and I will go back to it. I know what it says, but I'm gonna go back to it so I can read it verbatim. Let me see. But it might looks like it might be gone. Uh-oh. Oh, I think he deleted a couple of things. Is it? Oh, wow. Okay, it's gone. Hold on, let me just look one more time and see if it's still here. I don't see it. Oh, yeah, it's gone. Yeah, he deleted it. No, oh, no, 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 there it is. I found it. It says, "Give me my son, your other 2 boys to your mom, and go be homeless on your own. Why continue to take your kids through this, repeating behavior?" He says, "Nobody is gonna step in and save you. So do right by those kids who deserve better than what you offer." Now he got 21 comments. Oh, is this wow, there's more comments since yesterday. This is craziness. Okay, anyway, so that comment, so let me take it back up to, I'm gonna go look at the responses to that in a minute too, and then I'll go back to that one all the way at the top. I'll save that one. So back to, hold on. There's so many comments. Let me find it. Back to this where he says, then thinking about men, wait, and thinking about men than about giving their children a better life. Is he thinking about giving his child a better life or any of his other children? Because he's trying to separate the children from the mother and make the mother go be homeless. But then in the next breath, he want to seem like he a hero. What type of awful, evil, demonic man talks like that about a woman who just gave birth to his child? And you got women over here cheerleading him. He is a simp. I don't care how bad she is. That it doesn't make him good. She is not the best. But he's actually worse. I don't know which one of them is worse. It's probably him. I don't know. It's a tie. It's a tie. They both bad. Um, Nobody is gonna step in and save you. So do right by those kids who deserve better than what you offer. He the type of person that'll drive. See, this right here is a show of what he's been, how he is out, outside of what's been shown before this. Posting like this about her, you can only imagine the way he speaks to her. He isn't uplifting her with any of these posts. He isn't encouraging her. He isn't trying to make things better and do what he can to fix the situation. He just hammering in, you're so bad, you're so awful, as if he's great. It implies that he's so good. Like, who are you to even talk to anybody like that? You need work, Mr. Man. You need work. And you are in your 40s, bruh. You still don't have your ish together. And you dogging her. She isn't good. She's in her 30s. Barely in now, like early 30s. But man, you in your 40s though, bruh. And you got twice as many kids as her. You are not good. And you definitely not better at all. He needs work. He's the last one to talk. The last one to talk. He's saying it like he could do better or provide better for them. You can't even provide for yourself. Needed the government to help you get a place to stay. It happens. I'm not dogging somebody for that. And then once they did, he want to call it a condo instead of a subsidized apartment, which is what it is. But then he want to dog her out. But you couldn't even get your own self together on your own. So the fact that he needed help, he should cut her some slack. He should. We don't have to. You can if you want to, but he should. He knows exactly what it feels like to be where she's at. And then on top of her situation and his, they decided to be grown and go half on a baby. And instead of spending the year, I always round it up to a year because of how long it take the baby to get here, almost a year, right? That year that they had for the baby to come full term and be birthed, they didn't work on improving anything. What foundation did they set for the baby and it's while they was waiting on this baby to arrive? What did they do in their lives to make things better or prepare for the arrival of the baby? Marissa bummed around, didn't work, didn't do anything. So you didn't want to go work for somebody. She could have figured something out and didn't pay her rent most of the time. Well, I was pregnant. That's no excuse. That's no excuse. You don't have any help. You got to do what you got to do. That's how that goes. And he didn't get a pass either. He should have been setting up a foundation as well. And it sounds like, from her point of view, that he was gassing her that they were going to be living together. And she was hoping and planning on that because she really, really, really wants to be together with someone and be somebody's wife. And if she really, really, really wants that, then number one, then go with the man who's not going to play games with you like him. Go with the man who ain't going to go half on a baby with you first, or you going to keep having a bunch of babies and you're never going to become somebody's wife. I'm not saying that you can't become somebody's wife when you already have babies. I'm saying the order in which she's doing it and her decision making isn't going to line up to it because that man was already playing games with her. Then he put a baby in her, and now the games are up the ante. She gonna have to fix her picker, and now she's stuck dealing with his bull crap for the rest of forever. For the rest of forever until she cuts it off. And she really needs to find her power. Don't look at his social media. Block him off everything. Don't answer the door when he pop up at your apartment because he's going to. He just seems like that type of person. Go down to family court and file for child support. I would respond to him one time and say, hey, it's not your son until you establish paternity. Tell him where to go, sign that, go get that Dana. Let's take all the bull crap off the table. No more games. Get the Dana, you pay for it. You don't pay for the Dana, we don't establish this. Don't come back. You didn't sign the birth certificate. This isn't your baby. Your fault. Could have did the right thing at the hospital. But simping is easy for you, so you pick the simp route. Habits die hard. Oh, I know. I said, what's the saying? Old habits die hard. What a punk. He is a simp. Everything about him gives simp. I don't know who buys it. And he looks short on top of it. I'm like, is that why he act like that too? Do he got a Napoleon complex? Because his arms is short as heck. Like, is he short? Is that part of his problem? And he 40 years old and he ain't really accomplished anything in life. So he trying to overcompensate and look like, you know what it reminds me of when I see him on camera? If anybody is familiar with this guy, what the hell is it? Oh, he's in prison right now. He took a plea deal for 8 years when he could have had, I think it's 20 to life in Florida. But he took a plea deal for 8 years. Lucky him. I say lucky because of what he was facing. And the family agreed to this plea deal because they didn't want this child to testify. So you see where I'm going with this. The guy's name, he called himself Brother Polite. And Brother Polite, he was a polygamist, and at least one of his girlfriends um daughter, and I want to say the girl was 13 years old. He did what he shouldn't do, and then it led to him having a legal case, and I'll just leave that there. I'm not saying this guy's a Brother Polite in that capacity. The reason I'm comparing him to Brother Polite is because Brother Polite, he had the watches. He had the same fedora this guy has on. I don't think that hat is called a fedora. But it's one of those, something like that, fancy hats. And he used to wear that, and then he take pictures on fancy cars, luxury vehicles, and he dressed a certain part and projected this image of wealth and knowledge and success and all the things. It turns out that it was all a facade. And he projected this image. He had all these women around him, and like I said, he was a polygamist, so like supposedly he was the man. But you just heard what I said, where he's at and why he's there. And it turns out it was all fake because he didn't really have money or none of that. I wasn't buying what he was selling for real. I was tuned in on social media into his situation because I just kept wondering, like, what is gonna happen with all these females around? Like, are they gonna wake up and smell a Kool-Aid, or what's gonna happen? Plus, anyway, rumors was already out there that he was a scammer. In terms of selling classes, it was a whole bunch of stuff that was out there about him. So it was obvious that it was a picture of something, what they call it, fake on the surface, projecting it, but not it being reality. And so I think that that's what this guy got going on. Please double tap the screen for a like. Thank you very much. I think that's what this guy has going on in terms of the stuff that he wears or whatever, and projecting this image of wanting to be seen as successful and wealthy, but he's clearly none of that. He's just obviously not. And I don't think he's a good dad. I don't see it. And I also don't think that he would know what to do with a newborn. I don't. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. So he needs Marissa more than Marissa needs him. But Marissa doesn't understand that, and she doesn't know her power. And he only feels bold and mighty and powerful right now because she's clearly giving him her energy. And she needs to take that back and just sit in whatever it is that she got to sit in. I know I'll be saying that I said it about something else. It's not so easy to do sometimes when you got to sit in that ickiness. But she really needs to sit in it and feel it. Cry, punch the air, do what you got to do and resist the temptation to fight with him or any of the things because he's probably getting off on it more than her. And she is the one with the power in this situation. And if he want to talk Mr. Big and Bad and I want my son and my baby and all of that, again, call him to the carpet. You want to take your son? Go establish legally that this is your son first. And go away until you do that. What are we talking about? How you going to tell somebody you going to take your son or tell social media that you want your son when you legally are not the father? So if you get found with this baby and she go, help, help, he took my baby, you don't have a leg to stand on because there's nothing establishing you as the father, but she is established as the mother. Tell him to go somewhere. Or like they used to say on this one TV show, tell him to kiss your grits. You'll kiss my grits, like Alice used to tell Mel. That's what needs to happen. Y'all, please double tap the screen for a like. Thank you very much. That's what she needs to do. But it takes for her to recognize her power and stand in that hurt and get over him for real. Let go of that fantasy. All that stuff that he sold her apparently was some bull stuff because if he meant it, they would be in a different position right now. There is absolutely, it's unacceptable for a man to stress you out the entire time you're carrying his baby. It's unacceptable. And now here you are, a new mother, apparently a new mother who wanted to sip on a little bit of limerita. So you responsibly pump some milk so the baby could still eat. And then you feed the baby from a bottle. She lucky that she got a breastfeeding baby that will take a bottle. It's a regular nipple. And homeboy just be good for him. That means he is a good eater and he cool. Cause some babies, once they get a breast, honey, she try to give them a bottle. Good luck with that. That texture alone, they be like, "Ugh," tongue be out like, get the hell, get what is it, hand swatting? What the hell is it? Some breastfeeding babies is not gonna take no bottle. Okay. So I don't know if she was alternating early or what it was, but she can pump and get that baby a bottle with a regular nipple. And the baby just go ahead and drink. She burping. Um, and then he goes right to sleep and he be chilling. She said he a chill baby. You can see that when she live because he don't really be fussing too much, or whatever. He just be over there chilling. He be over there chilling. So apparently she wanted to have a little limerita. But guess what? And she's being responsible. And he over here dogging her out for drinking. It's so insensitive. And of all the people in the world to be saying it, for a man to be talking about a brand new mother who pumps breast milk and then drinks alcohol. Oh, wrong audience. It's all bad. Like, not you, bruh. You don't even have to do nothing it takes to have a baby. He didn't have to make none of them sacrifices that the mother that was carrying the baby had to make. He didn't have to make those sacrifices. His body didn't have to go through what her body had to go through to share with a whole human that was developing in her womb. And then she gives birth and she want to drink a limerita and he talking crap. Ooh, wait. Instead of them women in his comments hitting the like button and commenting in the affirmative of what he's saying, they need to be lighting his butt up. That's what they need to be doing. Cause I guarantee you that he didn't stop drinking while she was pregnant. I guarantee you he didn't. And now that she gave birth, he's still drinking. I'm guaranteeing. If he's a drinker, he didn't have to make any sacrifices like that while she was with child because he wasn't with child. Someone was with presumably his child that he will not legally claim unless forced. So it's not okay for him to turn around and say she shouldn't be drinking at all. What? Mm-mm. And I only see so far women in the women names in the commenting on his stuff. Well, when you the ones that you can identify, some of them you can't really identify, but I don't want to call the name, but the ones that you can identify. But they sound but even the comments do sound like women though, but I just think it's ridiculous. But anyway, so this person says to his wait, which one is this? Okay. This one is to the get my son offline, please. Okay, I read that one yesterday. I'm trying to see which one I didn't read yesterday. Oh, somebody done jumped in here to his damn comments and told him she's going after child support Monday. It says, Will, go get full or split custody of your child. You won't have to pay her anything. All she gonna do is misappropriate the funds. Wow, that's crazy. That's really crazy. Go get full or split custody. No, first you got to go get a Dana. That's what you do. I can't say nothing in support of him after finding out he refused to sign the birth certificate. He don't get no credit. Please double tap the screen for a like. Thank you very much. Somebody said, listen, to be honest, I believe it when she really do it. Don't you know what is really going on? Both are working together. This is not the first time they both did a stunt like this last year. It says Marissa deleted the video 2 weeks after getting supporters money. They did a video together. So all these storylines that Marissa and Will are doing, it is all tactics and manipulation for clicks, views, supporters, and money. They're working together. I don't care what anyone said. It's a tactic. That's also possible because she said that people will not support her if they feel like she got a man. Then she started saying all this stuff about them being into it. Then she started posting like single mother without a man, blah blah blah. You know, single mother needs help on her rent or whatever, so it wouldn't surprise me. Then she turns around and says, this person, somebody responded to that comment and said exactly 100. I don't believe anything she says. Like Whitney Houston said, show me the receipts. The next person responds and said, yes, watch how this fake storyline unfolds. And then somebody else said, will do. Somebody else said, one thing I've noticed is that you have, oh, okay. That I read that one yesterday. Oh, that was in response to that. And then, yeah, so there is that. So let me go back to this other one where he said, um, Okay, somebody listening, but maybe y'all already double tapped the screen. So thank you, and thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Small channel growing. I'm on my way up. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to my channel. We'll talk about hot topics, trending topics, things that are going on in the street sector, and also things going on in the LA sector. And please excuse my voice. I've been hoarse all day long. I don't know why. I started to drink some tea earlier, but if I wake up and I'm still hoarse tomorrow, I'm gonna get me some tea. Let me see. This one is talk about give me my son and basically get a two boys to your mother. I'm gonna look and see which comments I did not read yesterday. It says I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you. Somebody said, oh, that's a content creator. Oh, oh, head. Would you like to come over here? Oh, snap. Okay. He might be on somebody's channel. Okay. I'm gonna leave that one alone. And the baby was okay, I read that one. But let me see. That baby needed okay, yeah, no, I read all of that. Screaming and cursing. It says, I agree. Okay. I think oh, somebody said I think he needs to do something before CPS gets involved in the situation. CPS ain't gonna get a child to him. What the hell? They're not gonna get a child to him. So the last comment says a person who truly cares about their children. This was something that I read, but I didn't react to it. So this is the last one, right? It says a person who really cares about their children would sacrifice everything for them or give them to someone who they would be better off with. Now I'm gonna stop in the middle of that, right? Wouldn't that apply to him? Is he sacrificing everything for his children? And is he implying the children or child would be better off with him since this is focused on Maritz's baby? I'll say the child. Because if he was sacrificing everything for his children or his child, like I said, I would say child, then he would have signed that birth certificate and took a chance that she could more easily get child support out of him. But he selfishly did not do that because he knows that it will delay the child support going through because they will first have to establish paternity. So he's making a comment like that. It's supposed to be projected at Marissa, but he need to grab a mirror and turn it on himself. That's just my opinion. Please double tap the screen for a like. And then the next part to get him to someone who they would be better off with. But it ain't him, in my opinion. It says, but then the next part of it says, but evil people would selfishly continually, which okay, wait, I was about to say the right word, but I'm not gonna fix it. I'm just gonna read it as it's written. The sentence starts with the word but. It says, but evil people would selfishly, continually put their children in horrible conditions and situations until they end up in the system. First of all, he said that he's a Christian. If he's a Christian, why doesn't he know about speaking things into existence? Because on more than one time on um this community wall of his, he's spoken about the child or children going into the system. Why would you even put that out there? That's ridiculous. And again, he could save if he thinks that he's the one that could save the situation, the fact that she's supposedly pending homelessness. I sound like a broken record because the solution is easy. She moves into his apartment, what he wants people to think is his condo, and he then helps her with the baby that they share in common and her other children, i.e., man up, if it's a real situation. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a money grab like that commenter said. I wouldn't, because she's a scammer and he's a deadbeat. And they'll both do anything for money. And I think that she would get the money and help him and share with him. Obviously, she talking about loaning him $600 and doing stuff for him and buying for him. So yeah, it benefits both of them for her to scam people and get money um out of good-hearted people, good-natured people who want to help her prevent the situation that she claims is pending, i.e., the eviction, i.e., homelessness. You know what I mean? So I don't know. And I also wonder, I know that doesn't, she didn't work while she was with child, but she did work prior to that. That would mean that she would have gotten W-2s. That would mean that she would file income taxes and get the EIC. That would mean that she should have some thousands of dollars because she had two children to claim from last year. Where's that money at that goes towards her rent or her bills? Where's that money at? She isn't speaking of that. Hmm. Something ain't adding up in her situation, but it never does. I don't be buying what she's selling. She's full of it. But this was more so about him because I just wanted to point out that he's no hero, as I've done before. He's no hero. And them fighting is benefiting both of them. She looks like the single, I don't want to call her a damsel in distress, but the single begging bummy baby mama, that needs help. And there are going to be people who are cash apping her or sending money however they send it to her. I'm sure that her stuff is ringing. I'm sure of it. And in his case, his subscriber count is up. And now he got enough to get monetized. So they're both benefiting from this. And he probably gonna continue to light up his his community wall. He's gonna continue to light it up, would be my speculation, because his subscriber count is growing behind the drama between the two of them. So they're both benefiting. And they could be on some fake type of stuff. They really could be. Who knows? Time will tell. But they both need to do better. And in the future, if they want to go half on a baby, they need to chill. While she over there talking about, well, he said he wanted to go half on a baby with me. She probably did engage in attempting that very thing. But they should not go half on any more babies until they get their ish together and decide whether or not they want to be together or not. Because like, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. That also might be part of the reason his monetization might be part of the reason too. Some of those videos disappeared because when you get monetized, you got to clean stuff up. That he went on there dragging her, and I don't know why I was looking for a W. He went on there dragging her, and in order, once he gets enough to get monetized, I didn't mean to hit that. He would be having to clean all of that up in order to get his application for the paid partner program to go through, which probably put a little bit of coinage in his pocket, but his views are not that high. His views are not that high. And it's funny that one of his posts on his page, she has said that he told her to delete her page, and she said that she was not going to do that. And then he posted on his community wall for her to delete her page. Mind you, she has no job and she's always begging for money, but she has a monetized page, and she said that she gets a check from it. So why would you want to take away from her check when you're not giving to her in a meaningful way where she doesn't need that outside money? And she said she wasn't going to do it. And I'm like, if in fact she ever does that and he isn't the source of providing for her, then she's a freaking dummy. She already slow. That's obvious for many reasons. And the biggest, most obvious reason is the fact that she just had his child. You're slow because you was never supposed to give him a baby, not the way he treated her. So with that being said, and also he don't get to tell her what to do. He won't even claim her. How the hell this man, he went half on a baby with you. He won't claim you for real. But then he got the unmitigated gall to think somewhere deep off in his delusional mind that he can tell you what to do, like delete your social media page. See, that's what's wrong with people like Maritza. You're answering to this man, listening to this man, and letting him tell you what to do as if he manned up in your life. She doesn't understand her power. There is absolutely no reason that he should even feel comfortable enough to try to tell her what to do when he isn't being there the way he should be. Nothing serious besides going half on a baby. Anybody can do that. Apparently, anybody did. But he thinks he gets to tell her what to do. And she over there listening like an airhead. They both goofy. They both goofy. I can't with either one of them. I just can't with either one of them. And she don't listen to nobody. Some of the comments, they be telling her like right, or they be on other pages and she gets the information, or like I said, or directly in her comment section, and she just be calling her, she want to call people haters. She want to say that they're against her. She want to say that, oh well, they're not attractive, or they must be ugly. I'm so pretty. Pretty ain't enough, is it? You got this whole man over here not claiming you, not doing right by you the way he should be doing, and you see yourself as pretty. When a lot of what's being said to her is right and she needs to listen. Oh, and the other thing is, oh, they really like him. Oh, they want him. Well, he don't want you because he ain't acting like he wants you. So why should she care who wants him? And I don't think that some of those women want him, because I'm gonna say I'm over here speaking. Absolutely never. Would I ever? Thank God I know better, or knew better even when I was, available. But at the end of the day, my thing is like, I don't think that the folks speaking are looking or want him. I think that several of us see the F boy in him that exists, and some are almost on some sister girl type stuff like, psst, psst, that guy is a dog. And moreover, he's a uck boy. And I mean, he is uck. And he's really not that attractive. And like I said earlier, he looked like he's short. And I've been wondering if that's why his attitude be so poor. He got Napoleon complex or something. What's wrong with him? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But so just like, like, come on, girl. Everybody not against you. And she ain't my she not the best. She needed help in a lot of areas. But when it come to her situation with him, she gotta listen to somebody. You got all the power. You could shut him down just like the rest of those women did. I don't know, out of the other five women, at least a couple of them had to be like, oh, hell no. Now that's what I'm not going to do. And she could join that crew and not stop playing around. Even if they playing a game for a money grab, I still do believe some of what she said to be true because it got filmed. So I mean, and I've talked when and other times I talked about it, I went into it. So I'm not gonna say too much about it because I don't want to be too I don't want to be too repetitive because some of the stuff you have to kind of say, but I don't want to repeat the whole thing. But there's things that happened between the two of them that got filmed, like as she was vlogging or whatever. So you could see that it was real. That's enough alone to let you know he's a uck boy. He is, and he's no prize. And she just needs to, deep down within her, understand that she deserves better. But she also have to be better to get better. She still deserves better, even though she needs work. Nobody deserves that. But she also got to work on herself because she going to have to do better in order to get better. Ain't nobody going to want you over there being nobody would drive that's done something with themselves or trying to do something, or either they've done something and they're continuing to grow, is going to want a begging bum. They're not. And like her former name is West Indy. West Indy. And you sitting not doing anything but asking everybody to help you. West Indy got multiple jobs. They got job here, they got job there, they got job there. That's West Indy. So you say West Indy was your name, West Indy mommy, and you sitting there begging, like, you got to do more for yourself. But it doesn't matter whether it was somebody is West Indy like her name was, or whether it's something else. The thing is, somebody that's doing something with themselves is not going to want someone who is just lazy and entitled, because that's the way I see always begging, lazy and entitled. Too lazy to do something with yourself when you're able bodied enough to actually do it, and entitled because you feel like people should give you what they worked for and earned to help you. And they're supposed to feel sorry for you, like, oh, single mother with three kids, and the youngest one is 3 weeks old. Oh, woe is me. No, you got yourself in that situation. So get yourself out of it. Both of them some bums. And she said he was telling her to delete her lives and like stop basically stop begging because she's embarrassing. But I'm like, embarrassing who? You didn't even claim her. How are you embarrassed? You won't even claim the girl. If she is or if she ain't something serious that you gonna move on with. She didn't already gave you a baby. That's enough alone to be serious. Like, what the hell? The baby is all the way here. Y'all should have worked on all of that before then. And what is she supposed to do if she doesn't have it and you're not giving it to her? He didn't say, I got you on the rent or come stay over here. He said, go be homeless and give the kids up. So he ain't trying to fix the situation. So who is he to tell, again, with everything else, who is he to tell her what to do? But also, who is he to be embarrassed of somebody he didn't even claim? And again, back to even her not knowing her power. How you gonna let a man claim you behind the scenes, but when he go live, he don't claim you? But you gonna play into that and let him keep crawling into your bed? Girl, please. If you don't take all that power back, Nobody should give her a freaking penny. Tell her to lean on that man that she keep letting come creep. And let her be a goofy until she stop. That's what he want anyway, for her not to have no other options, and then she be SOL. And he get her exactly where he want her, but he ain't gonna save her. He said that. I'm telling you, they both goofy. So that's all I gotta say about that. That's all I gotta say about that at this point in time. They both goofy. That's my stance on it. That's what I'm sticking to, and I'm not gonna change my mind. I don't think they're gonna get any better. And is this a scam? Some sort of scheme that they working on together, and collectively scamming? It wouldn't surprise me. But the money's going to her. So how much is she gonna give him? I don't know. I think she's willing to pay to play. She obviously is desperate. That's been obvious. She don't know herself and her power. And if she was what she claims herself to be, if she really believed it, then she would conduct herself differently. So obviously she don't believe in it. But she need to figure something out because you got 3 kids at this point in time. What you gonna do? Keep being a bum and keep making babies? It's ridiculous. They're both ridiculous. Is she trying to catch up to him with 6? Hell, I don't know. Anywho, if you did not hit that like button, please, oh snap, hit that like button. If you catch this on the replay, please hit the thumbs up for a like. What was I gonna say? If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. And with that being said, I'm gonna get up out of here. At this point, look, it's after midnight, and that means it's Easter Sunday. So I hope that you all have a very happy um Easter Sunday, happy Resurrection Day, and all those good things. I wish all the best for you all. I'm sending love your way, peace and blessings. And with that being said, I am going to get up out of here and I'm going to catch y'all on the rebound. Peace.